parent, discipline is being applied. And without breaking your child's spirit, and how to apply firm boundaries. The core of this conversation is firm boundaries. And at the last session of this class, you will understand what this really means. So you will learn how to apply boundaries in a way that actually build confidence. In a way that actually builds confidence. And if you have not read my book, Discipline Without Damage, oh, you may not really, be able to connect today's class. But if you have read that book, trust me, you will understand every damn thing I'm going to talk about today. Because the book talks about how to discipline our children. That's why I titled the book Discipline Without Damage, Shaping Behavior Without Breaking Your Child's Spirit. So the book talks about how to discipline your child, how to know your child, how to understand the discipline strategies that works for your child, and how to correct your child, how to shape your child's behavior without breaking your child's spirit. And if you think this is not possible, I am here telling you that it is possible and it is what you can do. So you are going to leave this class with the skills that you need to implement firm boundaries. Firm boundaries. The reason why we end up damaging our children in the process of discipline, in the process of correcting or shaping their behavior, is because we do not know how to, how to apply firm boundaries. Yes, firm boundaries. And you walk away with that skill today at the last session of this class. So let's first talk about the hidden discipline trap. The hidden discipline trap. And like I said in my introduction, last week, no, I think 2 or 3 days ago, something happened and I found myself in one of these traps. Yes, I caught myself red-handed. Red-handed in these traps that I'm going to talk about. And immediately I pinpoint that and I notice, I say, oh, this is not supposed to happen. I am not supposed to do this. So I quickly withdrew and I am able to retrace my steps. So I will talk about the hidden discipline trap. The hidden discipline trap. Here we listen, we do not judge. Yes, so don't think if you find yourself in some of these traps that I'm going to talk about, you don't have to feel bad. We are here to learn. We are learning together, we are growing together. The first step to making change, to creating change, to making impact is awareness. You just need to be aware that what you are doing is not actually what you are supposed to do. And once you are aware, you'll be able to implement, to take steps, to make necessary corrections. So what are the hidden discipline trap? The first one is discipline that focuses only on control, not connection. Discipline that focuses only on control and not connection. If you have been following me, maybe on YouTube here or on Facebook, when I was running this program on Facebook on Parenting Talk Show with Coach Ailua, one of the things I emphasized is discipline that focuses on connection. Discipline that focuses on connection. A lot of us think that discipline is about control. Do as I say. Do what I ask you today to say. Some of us will even say, do this because I said so. See, as much as we are aware that you are the parent, yes, you are the parent, but honestly, you shouldn't be in control. So the first trap I'm talking about is being in control. So if you are in control always, you are always controlling your child. Do this, Don't do that. This is how you should do it. Oh, do it at my terms. Oh, because I say so. You are asking your child to do something, and your child is trying to make a meaningful contribution, and you're like, I'm asking you to do this, and you're telling me all of this. That is discipline that focuses on control. And believe me honestly, excuse me, believe me honestly, this discipline system will end up damaging your children. It will end up breaking your child's spirit. And that is why we have so many children resenting their parents. Yes, we have so many parents, adolescents, teenagers, resenting, resenting. Sometimes ago, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, I was teaching a group of teenagers, about 40 teenagers, and it just dropped in my mind. It is in a church system, and it just dropped in my mind. I was talking about bonding in family, discipline, and all of that. I think how to hack your parents' mind. That was the topic I taught the teenagers that particular event. So it just dropped in my mind that I should ask if any one of them, you know, is having grudges or resentment towards their parents. And surprisingly, about 36 of them, about 36 of them are resenting. Ah, it is well. These are not children, these are not bad children. Some of us, some of them, they are children that I know, they are children. I'm not saying they are perfect, no, but they are not bad children. And this is happening because of the way, because of the discipline system that their parents are, using on them. Control, control. So the first trap is discipline that focuses only on control. I know quite all right. There are times that you need to be hard on your child. There are times I need to tell my children, hey, look here, I am the parent here. Yes, I agree. There are times that you need to let them know. In fact, sometimes I will tell them that I have two power that I can use. Relationship power, trying to make you cooperate with me to get to do what we need to do. And if you fail to go with cooperative power, then I will use my possessive power. I do tell our children. So I agree that there are times that you actually need to let that awareness sit with your children that, hey, I am here, I am the leader here. But discipline should not always focus on control. No, it should focus on connection. Connection first, then discipline follows. Then the second trap is parents reacting emotionally instead of responding intentionally. And this was a trap I found myself in 2 or 3 days ago. And a lot of us fall into this trap, reacting emotionally most times because we lack emotional intelligence, because we lack parenting tools, we lack skills. We allow our emotions to get the better of us. And when our children misbehave, instead of us responding intentionally, we react emotionally. And when you react emotionally, you would destroy your child's spirit. Remember, we are talking about discipline mistake that destroys your child's confidence. All right, so parents reacting emotionally instead of responding intentionally. Intentionally. To do this, to achieve this, you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to be emotionally intelligent. If not, see, your emotions will just rule you. I just remember an incident that happened sometimes ago. We went out, and my husband, we went out, went to buy books, to buy toys, games, and all of that for the children. And it was really an hectic day for us. As a matter of fact, as I was coming, I was having this serious headache. We were stressed. We were just, that day was just hectic for us. And we came in. As I came in, I just told my husband to take care of the children. I just went to the bathroom, shower, and I just lay on the bed. And you know what happened? The first thing that our son did was that he picked one of the books, one of the newly bought books, and he took it into the toilet and he flushed the book. That was the first thing he did. And the second thing he did, he just picked, there was one puzzle that we bought. The puzzle is a set. And he just picked one of the puzzle and hit it on the floor, and the puzzle scattered. In that kind of a situation, if you are not really emotionally intelligent, you will lash out. And funny enough, do you know that this child didn't actually mean to destroy those things? Yes, neuroscience has it that children have good intention. Whatever thing they do, they destroy something, they spoil things, they misbehave, and all of that. They have good intention. It is the curiosity that is driving them. So if you are not emotionally intelligent in that situation, you will react emotionally. You will not react intentionally. And that can destroy your child's confidence. Maybe the child was just thinking that if I flush this book, what will happen? Is there anything I can do with it? And all of that. Just being curious. So the second trap is reacting emotionally instead of responding uh, intentionally. Now, the third trap is confusing obedience with internal growth. Some of us think that obedient children are, they are perfect children. They are okay, just like our discussion last week. If you missed last week class, please go and watch it again. Your child is not, why your child is not talking to you and all of that. Some of us think, I said last week in last week class, that some children never talk back. They don't talk back, they don't argue, they're just calm. You ask them to do this, they do. They are cooperating, and you're like, oh, my child is peaceful, my child doesn't, my child is obedient, and we interpret that as internal growth. Let me tell you, obedience, have raising obedience children doesn't translate to raising a child who is growing internally. Mm. Obedience is just the peripheral, is just at a level. There's something greater than obedience. Yes. And maybe in another time we'll discuss that too extensively. So for instance, a parent says, I told you not to do that. When you say that, I know a lot of us, this is what we do. What is wrong with you? I told you not to do that. How many times have I said that? How many times do you want me to repeat myself and all of that? And the child withdraws. The child stops explaining. The child starts hiding things. From the outside, you think your child is complying. You think your child is now obedient. Some of us, we even say that God is now taking control, of our children. Like my teacher said, praise for he said when he was younger, his dad was a priest in an Anglican church. That's when his dad, whenever the father was having meeting with the elders and all of that, he will stay with them and he will want to contribute. And now, as per African style, they will say children don't talk where adults are talking, right? So When he wants to contribute, the father will just give him enough. Bah, keep quiet, and all of that. And at some point, he began to withdraw. He began to withdraw. Even when he was abused in the home, he withdrew. He couldn't express himself. And you know what? Our grandpa said, God is now taking control of my son's life. That's some of us that are religious. That is what will interpret that. So from the inside, you are seeing compliance. Sorry, from the outside, you are seeing compliance, but deep inside, it is fear. Fear. So the key line is this: when discipline creates fear, instead of understanding, it doesn't actually correct behavior, it buries it. Let me say this again. I said, when discipline creates fear, discipline shouldn't create fear. No, discipline shouldn't create fear. If you are watching me and you are feeling like my child fears me, I've heard a lot of parents, especially the fathers, that will say my child fears me, and you are proud to say that. Please, it's not something you should be proud of, that your child is afraid of you, that your child fears you. Please don't be afraid. Don't be proud of that. It's not a good thing. Your child should not be afraid of you. Your child should not fear you. That is not the parenting system that you should have. If your child is afraid of you, then there's a problem. There's a problem. Even scripturally, the scripture instructed children to honor their parents, not to fear them. Hmm? Not to fear them. So if discipline creates fear, when discipline creates fear, instead of understanding, it doesn't correct the behavior, it buries it. So your aim of discipline is not actually will not actually be achieved. It will be thwarted. All right. So if this is sounding familiar to you, just go into the comments box and say aware, because you are now aware. Just type aware if you are here with me. So what does this mistake actually do to our children? All these mistakes. Number one, let me break this down for you. And I really want you to listen, because we are talking about discipline mistakes that destroy your child's confidence. A lot of us don't even know that we are the one bruising our children's confidence. And you say, you can't talk, you are shy, what kind of a child are you? When I was like you, I was bold, I was confident, and all of that. No, that child is bold, that child has confidence. Remember, the scripture says, sorry for those of us that are not Christian, is just see the Bible as a book that you can learn from. Some of us that will complain that our children lack confidence, that our children are timid. Yes, the scripture says that everything that God created, everything is good, everything, including your child. So if your child lacks confidence, if your child is timid, then check your parenting system. Check how you are disciplining your child. So the first thing I would tell any parent when they complain to me, my child is timid, coach, what can I do? My child lacks confidence, my child cannot even speak publicly, my child cannot even express himself and all of that. The first thing I will tell, even without running any diagnosis, the first thing I will tell any parents that make that complaint is that the discipline system you are running in your home is faulty. Is faulty. And usually, when we eventually sit down and we analyze, we most times I am 95 to 98% correct. So what this mistake actually does to your child: number one, confidence erosion. It erodes your child's confidence when you when you fall into this trap of correcting your child, running a parenting system under control, not confidence, hmm, you will erode your child's confidence. No matter how good your child is, no matter how intelligent your child is, your child's confidence will be eroded. Then fear-based decision making. Your child will make decisions based on fear, not based on understanding. And this will not lead to internal discipline. Mm? If you want your child, I do say this, that the goal of discipline is to raise children who can do the right thing, even when you, the parent, are not there. Right? That is the goal of discipline. So if what I've discussed, the traps that I've discussed, if you are constantly finding yourself in that trap, you are going to raise children who will take decision based on fear, not based on understanding. And that is why you will see children doing the right thing when the parents are there. And when the parents are no longer there, they do another thing because they have not been able to internalize discipline. They have not been able to internalize discipline. And that should be the sole goal of discipline. Now, the third thing is emotional disconnection. If you are doing all of the things, all of the traps that I've discussed, trust me, you are going to be disconnected with your child. And the disconnection I'm talking about is not the physical one, it's the emotional disconnection. One of the things I also discovered in my work with teenagers is that a lot of them are emotionally disconnected with their parents, and their parents are not aware. A lot of them are far gone, far gone, far gone, and their parents are not even aware. That's the sad thing. Their parents are not even aware. Are far apart. They are far apart. Emotional disconnection. And this is very, very, very key. If you are raising a child and you are emotionally disconnected, you cannot influence that child. You cannot impact that child. You cannot even discipline that child effectively. Then, performance over authenticity. Performance over authenticity. If you are here with me, say, "Hi, coach, I'm listening." Say, "Hi, coach, I am listening." Performance over authenticity. You will just raise children who will just perform, who will just be performing, and you will think that you are doing something good. Like I do say, or like I said in the introduction, that these discipline mistakes, it looks like good parenting. It looks like good parenting. It just look at like, something normal, something good that we are doing. And all these things are quietly destroying our children's confidence. All right. So a child who used to try, and the child suddenly stopped trying, and you are wondering why? Not because that child can, but because that child is afraid of getting it wrong. Sometimes it is not every time that our children get it wrong that we need to correct them. Yes, yes, sometimes you leave them to figure it out. The truth is, when they are wrong, they know. Yes, when they are wrong, they know. They actually know. Children don't need perfect discipline. Mm? They need safe discipline. Children don't need perfect discipline. They need safe discipline. So if your goal is to discipline your child perfectly, let me announce to you with all confidence that you are getting it wrong 100% without mincing words. You are getting it wrong, overly wrong, because your children don't need perfect discipline. What they need is safe discipline. Safe discipline. So, have you noticed your child shutting down after correction? If you have noticed that, be honest and say that in the comment section. Now, why parents fall into this pattern? Why we fall into this pattern? We need to understand why we keep finding ourselves in this trap, in this pattern, so that we can actually know what to do, uh, um, how to solve that problem. The first thing is how we were raised. Hmm. How we were raised. I think it's Coach Aminat that said, if we don't intentionally reparent ourselves, we will keep parenting ourselves the way we are parented. And honestly, to be honest with you, this is not to talk down on our parents. To be honest with you, most of our parents got discipline wrong. Most of them, most of them, they got it wrong. Not because they are bad parents, but because they are not aware. Because that was what they knew. That was what they knew. Thank God we now have platforms to learn, platforms like this. And that's why I keep saying this. Don't miss class. Don't miss class. Don't miss class. What I'm giving you, what you are learning here free, eh, if package, these are things that I know the worth. I know what all these things worth. So because you are getting it for free doesn't mean uh it's not them. Honestly, you will notice positive changes drastically in your parenting. So how we were raised, a lot of us were raised under harsh discipline. Harsh discipline. A lot of us were damaged. I was talking with our children 2 or 3 days ago. I was telling them, I said, see, I don't want you to struggle with what we are struggling with. I don't want you to. What our parents got wrong, we are trying to correct it so that you won't have the same nasty experience that we have. And that's why I keep saying one of the things that you need to do if you want to parent effectively is to heal your inner child. Healing the inner child is one of our core cause at the model family. Healing the inner child, you know, reparenting yourself, calling that the childhood, your childhood, that younger self of yours, calling it out and reparenting. The love that you miss, the care that you miss, that you desire, you reparent yourself. If you don't reparent yourself, it will affect how you parent your children, and oftentimes negatively. Negatively. Yes. So how we were parented, because some of us were flogged, some of us were shamed, some of us, were talked down. I was discussing with some set of parents not quite long, and I told them, I said, some of us, our destinies, our purposes, our parents beat our destiny, our purpose, they beat them out of us, and that is the truth. That is just the truth. So how we were raised, how we were raised, and that's why we keep falling into this trap. We keep falling into this pattern. Even when we want to stop, we keep falling into that, trap. Then the next thing is the pressure to get it right. The pressure to get it right. So that I won't be a failure as a parent. Like, we are unintentionally, putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure to get it right. Yes, it's okay to want to be excellent, it's okay to work towards growth, but do it without pressure. Do it without pressure. If you are pressuring yourself to get it right on your parenting journey, you will miss a lot of things, and you keep falling into this trap. And what would happen? You will keep destroying your child's confidence. And On the long run, you will waste your efforts, you waste your energy, possibly your resources, and you will still end up raising damaged children. The third one is fear of raising disrespectful children. I don't want to raise disrespectful children. So that people will not say I'm not doing well. So that they will not say, see our child. See this. Sir, can't you see how our child is behaving? She can't even control her child. Hmm? The fear of raising disrespectful children. Should our children be disrespectful? Of course not. If you have been following me, you have been listening to me, you will know that disrespect is not even an acceptable behavior. It's not. It's not. But we just need to, do that carefully. Then cultural expectations of obedience. Cultural expectations of obedience. We have been raised to believe that obedience is the hallmark. Obedience is fine, it's okay, but there is something that is higher than obedience, and that should be our goal. So many parents are not trying to harm their children. I know, just like I do say, all these traps, all these things that we are doing that are destroying our children's confidence. We are not trying to harm our children. We are not doing it intentionally. We actually have good intention. Yes, we have good intention. We want to raise good children. We want to raise children who are well behaved, responsible children. But we are doing it the wrong way. We are trying to protect our children's future. But control, listen, control doesn't create character. Control doesn't create character. What creates character is understanding. Understanding. Did you get that? If you get that, put that in the comment box. Yes, I said control doesn't create character. Understanding does. It is when your child understands. When your child understands, that is when your child can internalize your discipline. That is when, even when you are not there, your child will make healthy choices, even without you without you. So control doesn't create character. So if you are being the controlling parent, hey, do so. You are the president general. Whatever you say is the final. No comments, no contribution, no correction. Do as I say. You are the president general of your own. You need to soft pedal. Yes, you need to take it easy, man. Take it easy. You really need to do so, because control doesn't create character. Understanding does. Now, let me introduce you to a safe framework. Firm boundaries. That's, like I said in my introduction, that at the later parts of this class,